the final edition for April of An Audience with ISAA. Welcome to An Audience with ISAA. Happy viewing.
Good morning, folks. Happy Sunday. It's great to be back for another edition of An Audience with ISAA. And today will be the final one that I'll be recording for April. And I've got a special, just like with everyone, I've got a special person to end the April edition for me. So I will start by saying happy birthday to my guest. Happy birthday, Mr. Hassan. It's good to have you on here. And the topic is going to be going through his organisation change management. So I will pass it over to Mr. Hassan to introduce himself, as we usually do, and then we'll get into the topic.
Yeah, thank you for having me, ISAA.
You're welcome.
It's really a pleasure to be a part of this program. My name is Adeyinka Hassan. I'm a lawyer. I'm a corporate governance professional, and I'm equally a scholar. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
What else do you like to know about me?
You're very interesting. Actually, I would start with my very first question then, because you have mentioned that you are a scholar, which we all know you are. Very impressive credentials you've got. So my first question is actually, before we delve into organisation change management, you have a variety of qualifications. You started with law, you've got an MBA, you've got masters, and I know you're currently working through your PhD. So I would just like you, because I know my audience will be curious, just as I am, is how do all these qualifications that you've excellently achieved over the years, how do they actually intertwine?
Yeah, so let's just put things in perspective. We live in a VUCA world. What is VUCA?
Yes.
Volatile, uncertain,
Yep.
complex, and very ambiguous.
Mm.
And then you want to bring yourself up in a way that whatever happens, whichever way things switch, you are still very relevant.
Yes.
I would talk to this by going back to my banking career. I graduated from the University of Ife in 1994 and then was called to Dubai in 1995. Shortly after my youth service, I joined the banking industry. And this is what we always say, that you should allow your environment to affect you positively.
Oh, yes.
So as a lawyer working within the financial services industry,
Yeah.
I got interested in the services and activity within the industry. And then I decided to train myself along that line.
Yes.
And what do we call training? What do we call capacity development? Training is actually part of capacity development. Training can be formal, it can be informal. Informal style of training is when you learn on the job, when you release yourself to be able to absorb everything that is going around you.
Yes.
And what I basically did was that I went through the bank, and then I allowed the banking system to go through me.
Mm.
So I exposed myself to personal development, training, and then I at some point I realized the need for me to begin to do certain professional exams that will make me relevant within the banking industry.
Yeah.
And then I took it further by going to study for an MBA. Then, I came across corporate governance by, let's just call it chance.
Okay.
I was given an assignment, and then I told my boss that we needed to constitute a committee to work on the assignment, and she insisted I needed to work on it on my own.
Yeah.
However, she gave me work-free time for about 2 weeks to be away from work to work from off-site location. And it became very exciting because this assignment had to do with corporate governance. And at some point, I started doing some reading up on my own online, and then I got interested in corporate governance. And I thought, wait a minute, I could take a chance of being a chartered secretary to further my education. So I decided to go to England to study for corporate governance at master level.
Okay.
And then, I made a lot of discovery, business strategy, business development, organizational change, and organizational leadership. And after which, I also got interested to take it further. And when I returned to Nigeria, I interestingly, you know, while I was in the UK studying, I had a lot of time in my hands because I had a whole lot of exceptions. So there were other courses that we were just doing by the side. So I registered for this course, they call entrepreneurship. You know, I got a certificate in entrepreneurship apart from my master's program. And you won't believe it, this certificate actually redesigned my career.
Wow.
3 months after I returned to Nigeria, I decided to resign my job. I was encouraged by the information I got from the certificate in entrepreneurship program.
Yes.
So I decided to start my own law practice.
Okay.
And well, I mean, the law practice is relatively young. It's just about 9 years. And within the process of running the law practice, I'm a very restless person. I often tell my friends that I'm a student of life. At one point or the other, I just want to do something to study.
Yeah.
And what I always tell people is that, look, the moment you stop developing yourself, you're as good as a dead man.
Thank you.
You live in a world that continues to change on a regular basis.
Yes.
What they did in banking in the 50s is not what we found in the 60s, in the 70s, 80s. Things will always change, things will evolve. Yes. So are we as human beings. We need to continue to do continuous self-development for us to be relevant within the industry.
Fantastic, fantastic. What you just said is, I'm so happy I asked that question because it's just so hit all the right places with me. You made the statement, once you stop developing yourself, you might as well be dead. You have to take every chance, and that's what you seem to have said, is you looked at your circumstances at that time, and you still continue to look at your circumstances at the relevant time, and you adjust yourself accordingly to that. So it's actually, it's fantastic, and it's a good segue into the topic actually that you've chosen to talk about.
Thank you very much, ISAA. When we talk about organizational system management, let me even start from the word change.
Yes.
It's simple, but it is complex. I find it simple because by its definition, change is simple. It's just making something different. You know, transforming.
Yes.
Doing something new. And when we talk about organizational change, let's even start from the life cycle of an organization. Within the life cycle of an organization, when you draw a graph, you move this way and then down. At some point, the growth system is going to peak. And when it peaks, it then begins to come down until it is dead.
Yes.
But you don't want your organization to die. So what are the things you need to put in place? Like I said earlier, continuous education. You can apply it in an organization. A continuous process where you begin to evaluate, reevaluate, and bring in new change that will continue to make your organization relevant.
Yes.
And this is how you can actually sustain the organization. We are not going to be running an organization that will only last our lifetime as individuals.
Yes.
We should be able to run organizations that will last, if you permit me to use it, the word last forever. Where our children and our children's children and generations to come behind us will find the legacy and they will continue to run with the legacy.
Yes.
So when we talk organizational change, in the process of the life cycle of an organization, at one point or the other, there will be need for change. And let me tell you the factors that actually influences change.
Yes.
It could be internal and it could be external. And I'll make the distinction.
Yes.
Internal factors. And as a matter of fact, the internal could even flow into external.
Yes.
Take for instance, if you run an organization and you check your profitability, and you realize that compared to your competition, you are not doing well as an organization, you need to go back, reevaluate your process. Look at your management system.
Yes.
Look at your operational system. Look at your risk management. Look at your liquidity. Look at things like your capital adequacy. Look at your sensitivity to stress.
Yes.
And all of these, when you put them into consideration, they will account the need for you to put certain changes in place to be able to compete favorably with your peers within the industry you find yourself.
Right.
And I'll take you back to the issue of external factors.
Yeah.
You want to be able to compete favorably with your peers within that industry.
Yes.
There are certain things that will affect you that are not actually due to your own making. Say, for instance, there could be a government policy that will require you to make certain changes. And in fact, an interesting external factor that we can talk about at the moment is the COVID pandemic.
Oh, yes, yes. Very relevant.
COVID is changing the face of businesses everywhere in the world today. And let me take it from home. Back home, a number of technology innovations that our people have either been lazy to deal with. The reality is coming back to us now. Within the last let me even take it as far as 6 months ago.
Yes.
If you told a Nigerian employer that they should allow their staff to work from home,
yes,
it will seem strange to them.
Yeah.
But today, virtually everybody is working from home.
Exactly.
I find myself even working harder than when I had to be at work physically.
That is it.
Take, for instance, if I had meetings, I mean, by the nature of what I do, I hold loads of meetings. And the way I run my schedule, if I have 1 hour to 2 hours in between,
yes,
I might either reschedule the meeting because I'm going to put into consideration how much time it will take me to drive down to the location.
Yes.
But interestingly, within this week, I've had back-to-back meetings on a daily basis. I was discussing with a friend a few days ago. Within a day, I had course to do 5 webinars.
Wow.
But if it was physical meetings, it won't be possible.
That is true. Yes.
Lagos metropolis,
yes,
the travel time, the traffic, the put all of these things. So I found that I'm actually more productive working from home. But that is not to say that the same thing applies to me is applicable to everybody.
Yes.
Some based on the nature of their job might actually be required to be, their physical presence might be required. But the totality of what I'm saying in essence is that it is a very complex, volatile, ambiguous world.
Yes.
And the need for change cannot be relegated at all. This theory, popularly referred of the father of change management, that's Kurt Lewin.
Yes.
He was a German American.
Yeah.
He's regarded as the father of change management.
Okay.
He postulated 3 steps to change. And the 3 steps are unfreezing stage.
Yes.
Stage 2, the execution stage.
Okay.
And then the stage 3, refreezing stage. Every other change theory or change principles that were developed thereafter followed this simple analysis done by Kotlin.
Right. Because change, yes, it sounds really simple, but it's a very complex process, right? It's a complex process. It goes on, it's physical, it's mental, and as a change agent, as a change advocate, because I would say you're a change advocate, when you go into an organization to bed this in or to start the process, where do you see things starting from? Where is the ideal? What is the ideal starting point?
Thank you very much for that question, Adeyinka. What I get is that you are asking that where does the leadership of every organization take change from?
Yes.
And I say to you, there is this popular saying, if you fail to plan, then you have planned to fail.
Very true, very true.
I will say that handling change should start from the planning stage. You need to plan your change process. First question you want to ask yourself, what is the reason for this change? there must be a background to that change. I'm looking at it from an organizational perspective.
Yes.
Is it that we are not making profit or we are not competing favorably with our peers within the industry where we find ourselves?
Yeah.
So after the planning, as part of the planning process, you need to also look at your strategy. What strategy do you intend to adopt? How do you intend to execute this strategy? Remember, in an organization, who forms the organization is the people running the organization.
Yes, yeah.
And it's the people that will actually control the machinery. So there is also people side to everything.
Yes.
You don't want to ignore the people side. And let me tell you the interesting thing about us as human beings. People don't like to change.
That's where I'm coming from with my question, is because it's simple, but it's a difficult thing.
There is a concept called change resistance and management.
Yes.
And it's all part of change. So how you manage resistance to change would determine the response, or let me put it this way, the reaction you get from the change process. Now, let's go to forms of change.
Yes.
Change can be evolutionary, and change can be revolutionary.
Yes.
Now, let me go to evolutionary change. You want to evolve from stage to stage. You might decide that, oh, I'm running a business, a production line. Some of my consumers are in Kano while I'm in Lagos.
Yes.
I need to expand. I need to branch out. I need to be known to increase my profit. So those are the things that we categorize as evolutionary.
Yeah.
And when we look at evolutionary change, revolutionary change, our response to COVID-19 pandemic, I will regard as a revolutionary change.
Yes, yes.
Something that has never happened before.
Yeah.
Something that is drastic and suddenly it changes. So what is your reaction to that?
Yes.
COVID-19 pandemic is a black swan situation.
Yes.
It is something that has never happened. But again, we can't fold our hands and just watch because it has never happened. People will die.
Yes.
And a good example I would bring into this is Lagos State government, for instance, in Nigeria. The way the government reacted to COVID pandemic is quite revolutionary, you know. And collaboration actually helped the government in the sense that I'm aware of a corporate organization that donated a full isolation center.
Yes.
With close to about 100 beds and all the facilities required. So this is what I would categorize as revolutionary change.
Good.
And then back to the main purpose of the question, which is how do we handle this?
Yes.
So if you have been able to put in place your planning process, you have developed a strategy, and then you decide whether this thing is evolutionary or revolutionary. Then you look at people issues.
Yes.
You look at also cultural issues. Let me talk about cultural issues.
Yeah.
You can't come in and just want to change people just like that.
Exactly.
First, what is the vision behind this change? You need to allow people to buy into your vision. Share your vision with the people you are dealing with. Let them understand. After that stage, let them take ownership of that vision. Taking ownership means, say for instance, if I'm the MD, newly appointed MD of an organization that requires a reasonable level of change.
Yes.
And then I don't just come in and begin to change things. I study the people, I share my vision with people, I bring it down to their level and allow them to sync with me and buy my vision. I allow them to take ownership of that vision. So if you bring it down and they are taking ownership of the vision, it's a lot easier for them to run with your vision.
If I just stop you there shortly, so if I may say, empowerment is a very key factor in organization change management. So I think that's the key word there, is that there must be buy-in. People must be empowered to feel this is their change as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that was what I meant by sharing the vision, allowing them to to accept the vision and then taking ownership of the vision.
Yes.
The process of empowering them. But you see, there is no straitjacket way to it. You know, let me quickly mention this.
Yes.
Because all of these we are talking about still relates to revolutionary change.
Yes.
If you are looking at revolutionary change, you don't have to be democratic. If you are doing revolutionary change.
Okay.
You just have to change because they have to change.
Right.
But mostly in businesses, revolutionary change is what of things. I'm not saying totally that revolutionary change doesn't happen. You know, there are circumstances that will require you to apply the revolutionary change model. So you empower the people,
yes,
and then you tackle cultural issues. Look at the new culture you want to bring on board.
Yes.
But understudy the existing culture. Educate the people, enlighten them to let them understand that the existing culture will no longer work. Justify it. Let them actually see. And then the second stage is for you to now begin to tackle that existing culture so that you totally eradicate it. And that process is the unfreezing process.
Okay.
All of these I've described belong to that unfreezing process.
Yes.
Now let's go to the next stage, which is the execution of the change.
Yes.
As a change leader, you need to identify change champions within the organization. And change actually starts from the top. You know what we say in management, you lead by example.
Yes.
If I want change, I don't just speak to change, I also act the change out so that people would actually see. You can't be the manager or the person running the business and you keep saying people should be prudent, and then you keep asking for IOU every now and then. What are you preaching?
Exactly.
You are telling people to be prompt to meetings, and then everybody is seated at the meeting. Meeting will start at 9. Everybody is seated. You are working in at 9:30. I remember, I wouldn't want to mention the name of any organization.
Okay.
I don't to tell any organization.
Yes.
I remember a particular bank in those days that I was in banking. If the MD of the bank enters a meeting, it is an unwritten rule. It means the door is closed.
Yeah.
That's just all about the execution stage. Putting in place all your arsenal, ensuring that your team champions are helping you to implement the change process.
Yes.
So there will be questions. Your change champions will be available to be able to answer all questions. So there will be a lot of engagement that will be required within this period.
Yes.
You know, you continue to communicate and communicate. There is nothing like over communication when you are managing a change process. You need to do role plays to communicate things to people. If you mean you need to do posters to place it on the wall here and there, you continue to communicate, you continue to send emails as often as possible so that this change process will then change into the minds of the entire workforce.
My experience is that communication is absolutely key in driving the messages around change management.
Communication is another complex process in management, but we are not really hammering on communication today. So let me leave that bit of communication. But the only thing I like to say about communication is that communication is two-way.
Yes.
So if you communicate and the person you are communicating with does not understand what you are saying, then you have not communicated effectively.
Effectively, yes. Okay.
So there is communication and then there is effective communication.
Yeah.
The last stage, which is the refreezing stage.
Yes.
If you have gone through the unfreezing,
yes,
that is doing away with the old work behavior, and then the execution, that is actually implementing the process of change. You now need to refreeze. The new way that you have implemented, you now want to get your workforce to adopt it, to own it, to allow it to stay with them.
Exactly.
And how do you manage this? You put in place a compliance process and sanction grade.
Yes.
You make your rules and regulations regarding the change that has happened and that it has come to stay and it is with you. And I relate it to the COVID situation in Nigeria.
Yes.
We knew in January that we could find ourselves at home and the government is insisting we cannot move freely. Ordinarily, you would say, oh, it's an infringement of your fundamental human rights, freedom of movement. But the government had to take that decision because it was the right decision for us.
Yes.
So that change is a revolutionary change.
Mm-hmm.
So now, the way we do our things, we are being regulated.
Yes.
You know, the hours I go out of my home, I'm being regulated. So that's what I mean by putting in place appropriate regulations to be able to manage the change process and allow that change to stay with us permanently.
Yes.
And then that new way becomes our new culture and becomes our new way of running our business.
Yes, very true. So actually, when I think about it, although we are all very conversant with the disadvantages that the CV-19 situation has brought, but if we're thinking ahead, which is what we should be thinking, when we exit this perilous situation and things normalize a bit, there's a lot of advantages that we take forward with us. Because at the beginning, you talked a lot about the efficiency gain, particularly in your experience that you've gained in how many meetings you've now been able to conduct, in, you know, how things have changed rapidly, and you've adjusted yourself to the process. So actually, there's a lot coming out of this that the organization change management of the immediate future can benefit from. Last question I wanted to ask, actually, in terms of adaptation. So effectively, COVID as a situation has made us all change our ways. So how do we make sure those changes bed in going forward? So when we exit it and we're all of a sudden free, we're able to now go out and do what we were doing before. In your experience, do you think people will lapse back into the old, potentially inefficient way of doing things, or how do we carry this across? How do we carry it forward to make sure we gain from it?
Yes, it's unfortunate that COVID situation, the pandemic, has brought in a lot of bad things. A lot of people have died,
Yes.
bad stories here and there. But you know the truth. In every situation like they say, if you have positive approach, you will see something positive coming out of it.
Yes.
I mean, it's unfortunate that I'm having to say, oh, there's something positive about COVID. Truth is, people died.
Yes.
But what COVID has brought to us is the reality of the fact that there has to be a new thinking in how we do things.
Yes.
In our businesses, in our family lives, in our social lives, things are going to change and change forever.
Mm-hmm.
Innovation in technology has come to stay with us permanently.
Yes.
I mean, take for instance, even in churches, it was something strange to tell people in time past to hold church services online.
Yes.
But within the last 4 weeks in Lagos, nobody has been to any church. Church services have been held online.
Yes.
So clearly, some things have come to stay with us.
Mm-hmm.
Even collection in churches now are being done online, which was not so popular before.
Yes.
And let's bring it back to level of a business organization.
Yes.
I would see a situation where owners of businesses will be doing job scheduling now.
Yes.
Where people resume at different hours, where some people are allowed to work from home. Say, for instance, if you have a woman on maternity leave who is assigned a particular task, the fact of being on maternity leave probably will not stop that woman from working. So there might be a work relationship where you can be at home, have time to look after your child, and you are still being able to contribute, make valuable contribution to the business.
Yes.
You know, so many things would have to change. But what we then need to adapt is, one, any organization that wants to be relevant after COVID will have to be agile.
Yes.
Agility is very key to any business.
Agreed.
The innovation in technology is also very key. So I'm seeing a lot of investment in technology innovation to do, a lot of transformation in businesses.
Okay.
And of course, the other part that we should not forget is that every organization should always prepare themselves for eventualities. What we call in law force majeure events.
Situations, yes.
So
yes.
if something happens, so organizations should create scenarios.
Yes.
In the event this happens, then what do we do? So there should always be business continuity plan.
Oh yes, now we're talking
this. There
this.
should always be succession plan.
Yes.
Everybody can drop dead at any time. You know? So do we have somebody who can immediately step into the shoes of the person managing this process, who may be ill or could die, you know? So business continuity plan is also a key part of the change process. You need to put in place. And then finally, I'll talk about evaluation.
Yes.
I mean, people sometimes think evaluation is, at the end of the entire process, then you evaluate and see what effect the change process has had on your business. No.
Oh, no, yes.
Evaluation is continuous.
I agree.
You could even put in a strategy in the middle of the process. You need to evaluate and reevaluate the strategy.
Oh, yes.
So before you complete the process, you might have to change that strategy if it's no longer working. So evaluation, appraisal, reappraisal is a continuous process.
Yes.
You know, as you are moving along and the business is going, keep evaluating and reevaluating your process, your people, your machinery. You might find out that, okay, this system I'm using is no longer working. That is actually I've evaluated it. So we need to invest in a new plant.
Yes.
And
yes.
Plant and machinery. You may find out that, okay, I engage this person to be doing this task. And this person has worked for about 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
After doing his appraisal, we found out that this person will probably will work better in another department.
Oh, yes.
So if you didn't put in place that process of appraising and reappraising, you will not be able to make such observation for you to make it.
Yes, yes. Fantastic. Now that's actually really brilliant. And actually I think, it's a really good conclusion to what we've been talking about. I'm very used to change management. Organization change management is what I do as part of my role as well. So I was really flowing very well with you. But actually, we started all of this. What we're doing today is as a result of a change that we've all had to adapt to. Because if COVID hadn't come into place, it would be, maybe when I get to Lagos, we'll have this interview to talk about this topic, or we'll make a special arrangement. But COVID has forced us into what can we do and what can we do better. The technology we're using, yes, even though not perfect, it's actually opening up, it's really opening up the world. So in a way, the world is closed right now with everyone having to be at home, having to readjust their processes, readjust their ways. But when you take what you've just talked about, the topic you've just talked about, organization management, it sounds like a lot of big words, but actually is what we should do on a day-to-day basis. You talked about evaluation. Evaluation is continuous. I actually call it more of a retrospective. For every decision you take, you do a retrospective on it, and you don't do it at the end. You do it on a continuous basis, and that is how you move ahead. So it's been really, really fantastic talking to you, Mr. Hassan, about this, and I really hope a lot of people would be encouraged as well, because now with this topic is actually being forward-looking. So in 2 months' time, I hope the topic sticks in people's heads and say, right, we've come out of this. Now, what do we do? What did we do in the last 2-3 months to survive? What do we take forward? How do we actually refine what we've learned to put it to good use when we come into a normal, when we come back into what we count as our new normal? So I think the advice I can give people individually and as business people that run businesses or managers of people is that they need to start thinking about that future planning. You might want to put it under the auspices of business continuity planning, succession planning, but it is planning all the same. You have to be able to gather this body of knowledge and take it forward, because we have to learn from it. So it's been a really, really fantastic interview, and I really do appreciate it, and I've really enjoyed the topic a lot. One final question, actually, and relating to further change is, it's your golden jubilee, and we can't all but just say thank God for His grace, And I'm just going to ask you, given that it's in the COVID era, how are you planning on celebrating it?
Yeah, so I will take the question back to the issue of change. I'd made my plans for my birthday, elaborate plans, but when COVID pandemic came to stay with us, COVID or no COVID, I'm just going to enjoy my 50th birthday. So I'm having an online party.
Yep.
You've been invited.
Thank you very much. I'll be there.
We're expecting to join us on Zoom, and a lot of my friends and well-wishers are also expected to join us.
Fantastic.
And on a final note,
yes,
I say you should keep faith and keep safe.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you. And wishing you the very best for the party. And what more can I give? What more can I tell people that's a perfect example of change? You know, so we'll end there. Fantastic. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Mr. Hassan.